trust again? So this is a question I've recently been sent, and I thought I'd include it on my dog walk talk. And it's a rainy one today, that's not much fun. But anyway, this is such a broad topic. I don't think I'm really going to be able to give it justice in 2 or 3 minutes, shall we say. But I will add some thoughts on it. So the simple answer is I believe that yes, it can be. But at the same time, it's not a one-stop shop that everybody will always react in the same way on different things. And there's so many different angles of losing trust. It can be based on infidelity, it can be based on temper, it can be based on what people say, it can be based on reliability. There's so many different angles to it. But at the same time, it's really comes down to somebody's background, what they've gone through, how many times this particular thing has happened. It's not just a straightforward, yes, if trust is broken, it can be regained. But let me just share some deeper thoughts around trust, of how you can gain it and how you can maintain it with somebody. And these are the things to look out for around trying to fix it if that is something that you experience. So when you trust somebody, what you basically have is a high level of communication, a high level of honesty. And honesty is so much more than lying and not lying. And when you have that high level of communication, what you end up with is a higher level of safety. And that's why it can be so shattering when that's broken, because having a high level of safety is so lovely when you have that with somebody. Now, one of the things that basically builds that high level of safety, as well as the communication, is boundaries. And that is included in the communication, actually, because it's about expressing those boundaries. And when you can express those boundaries, the other person is aware of where they stand and you're aware of where they stand. And this is how safety is built. And if you're not going to express those, you're basically in a situation where the other person is left to work it out. And that's almost a recipe for disaster. And that's when people start upsetting each other because they're not really aware of what those boundaries are. So that's one thing that I think is really crucial. And too many people, say in a romantic relationship, just kind of get together with their all prehistoric things and what they believe is right and wrong, and don't really have that conversation. And yeah, it can very easily fall over. The other thing to remember is that when you're not trusting of somebody, the person that's going to end up suffering a lot is yourself. Because if you don't trust, basically you're shutting down yourself. You're less able to receive from the other person because you're probably going into self-protection mode, and that looks different to everybody. Now, what that looks like to you could be emotionally shut down, it could be not sharing things, it could be all these different manner of things. I'm going to jump under a tree because it's raining. So that's one of the key things that's really important, is that when you're not trusting somebody and you don't feel safe, the person that's going to end up suffering the most is yourself, because there are people in the world that can offer safety and honesty and great communication and that lovely kind of vibe that you can have together. But if you've closed down, you're not able to receive that from other people. You're less likely to build that connection with other people, and as a result, you become less connected. You become more disconnected because you've shut yourself down on the basis that this trust is gone. So over time, the person that's going to suffer the most is yourself, because you're less able to receive good things and those happy emotions, and those are the types of things that add fulfillment to our lives, as well as all the things that we do and the achievements that we have. It's how we feel, and if we can't feel good because we've shut ourselves down to receiving good vibes, energy, love from other people, whatever, whichever way you want to cut it, that's going to have an impact, and that will impact and compromise on how you feel. That's what I'm looking for. So I hope that was helpful, and to give you a bit more context around the concept of trusting and broken trust. And other than that, I hope you have a good day and it stops raining soon. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.